Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining in today. I'm a few days late this week on my weekly video, and that's okay. Like, that's part of my journey. I'm learning that I have a rhythm and I have a goal, but I'm not going to stress out if I don't meet the deadline because I am committed to not working out of what I'm going to call a high beta stress response anymore. That's a counseling term, but high beta is when your brain is just overactive, working all the time, and you feel like you're getting things done, but you're really not. You're really just in this high stress response all the time, which is not good for your body. It's a way I've operated in my life for a really long time. And I realize it's what led to my severe burnout. And that's what I'm going to tell you about today. I knew something wasn't feeling right. And it wasn't until I picked up this book that it kind of hit the nail on the head for me. So, real quick, if you don't know, I'm Shannon Hoskinson. I hit the top of my company with network marketing this last year, had an amazing year, and then just found myself in a valley. And so what I'm doing here is I've titled this series, The Frustrated Social Seller, just talking about my frustrations in my journey, but the lessons I'm learning in my journey, because I know that more is learned in the valley and in failure than is ever learned in success. And so I want to share with you the lessons I'm learning while I'm in a valley versus when I'm on the other side. I mean, it's fine to listen to people when they're on the other side. I love listening to vulnerable stories of people who have felt like they failed and then came out of it. Like, there's nothing more encouraging to me than that. But I also love hearing from people when they're in it and how they're processing it and dealing with it, and then learn from them. So that's what I'm doing here for you. So all of that to say, this is video 6 in the series. And every time I get on here, I'm talking about something new in my journey. And so today I want to share with you what caught my attention. And I remember it was like the end of November, beginning of December, I really started feeling burnout. And I picked up this book by an author that I valued and started reading it. My friend realized I started reading that book by that author, then sent me another book by that author that she had also written. And little did I know that that book was exactly what I needed. So January rolled around, the new year came. This is just a few months ago. And I turned over the back of this book, and on the back it says, is your soul being held hostage by hustle? And I was like, yes, that's exactly how I feel. I kind of feel held hostage. I kind of feel like just a soul overload, right? Like, my soul felt cluttered. I felt so cluttered on the inside. And then on the back, it goes on to say, if you've grown weary of do more and dream bigger, ... small moment living is just what you need. And I thought, yes, I have grown weary of that. I did. I felt like it didn't matter how much I did. It was never enough. It didn't matter how much I worked. I couldn't keep the level of success I had achieved. And I just felt held hostage by hustle. Can you relate? Maybe you're not in network marketing. Maybe you're not in social selling, but you can relate in some other way. I know I can relate. In my early motherhood years, I never felt like enough. I never felt like I was doing enough. And I just felt like I couldn't rest until I got it all done. And that is the exact opposite of what you should do. So what happens is, you reach a level of success, you reach a goal, and oftentimes what high achievers do is they think, okay, what do I need to do to keep this success now? And they never stop to celebrate and really rest and work from a rested place. Because in our mind is, you need to work more until it's done. You don't get to rest until it's done. And what I'm learning is that I'm actually more productive working less hours when rested, meaning December, January, and February, I just checked out, and I refused to live the hustle lifestyle anymore. I was all done. I checked out of all network marketing, social marketing, podcasts, anything that had anything to do with that. I just checked out because I felt like the message I was constantly getting was do more, be more. And I just couldn't handle it anymore. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to check out for right now. I mean, I still was running my business, but I just stopped with the things that felt like hustle to me. And I talked about that before. Like, what is it that when I said, I have a video where I talk about how I don't want to do this anymore. Well, what's the this, right? And so as I'm reading this book, and you're probably wondering what the book is called, and it's called Simply Tuesday by Emily P. Freeman. And she is phenomenal. She's written some great books. I love her. She's a woman of faith. I'm a woman of faith, so I really love her perspective. And she wrote this before the pandemic, which I thought was interesting. And so it's like, clearly nothing is new under the sun. We're all, still struggling with this. But here's what she said on page 19. She said, "We've been tricked into believing that higher up and further on equals impact and importance." And that really resonated with me because that was how I was feeling. I was feeling like I'm never going to make an impact and I'm never going to have any importance whatsoever in this valley, where I'm at right now. And I just knew that that was a lie. And it said, even though those of us who don't really believe that still wince through the not growing pains when outcomes don't come out the way we hoped. And I thought, that's exactly what's happening. I'm wincing. I mean, all from October on, October, November, December, January, February, even in March, a little bit in April, even. I'm recording this in May. I was just wincing, right? You just wince because you're like, oh, it just seems like nothing I'm doing is enough. And, have you ever felt that way? Anyway, and so, she goes on and she kind of has this idea of surely we were created to do more things than to produce, package, and ship. And that's exactly how I felt. I felt like I had fallen into this rhythm of produce, package, ship, and that's it, right? Hustle, 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 do more, be more, right? Never stop, right? Never stop. Because if you stop, then you'll lose, what you've built. And I just was relying on me. That's what was happening. I was relying on me. And she says, attention, success, and comparison will hold your soul hostage and refuse to negotiate until they get what they want. And spoiler alert, they want everything. That's exactly where I found myself. I found myself wanting the attention, wanting the success, and then comparing. And I just realized that they were not negotiating with me. They wanted everything. And because I was looking at those things and because I was, believing this idea that the higher up you go equals more importance and more impact, I was not letting myself rest and recoup and work from a place of rest where creativity truly thrives. Okay. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that next week because I'm learning to do that now. And I'm so much happier and so much more peaceful and so much more aware of what creates true success, because it doesn't matter how high up you go. If you get that high and then you are not having a healthy way of dealing with your stress and you are engaging in coping mechanisms that are not healthy for you, then what good does it do? What good does it do to gain all of that and lose yourself in the process? It does no good. It does no good. And that's where I'm at right now. I really believe that you can be successful. I believe you can play the long game. I believe that, you can make what you want out of your current situation, job, or whatever without the hustle, without all of that. And it's just a matter of rejecting the hustle mindset, rejecting this idea that, those who work harder, get more. I don't believe that. I think those that truly work from a place of creativity and rest will end up outlasting everybody else because they will know the secrets of moving through the burnout season without ever giving up. So next time I come on here, I'll talk about that. I'll talk about some changes I started to make and what I did and what I'm learning about how to work from a rested place rather than a tired, overwhelmed, frantic place. It takes more time to get anything done from that frantic place than it does from a rested place. And I'm excited to share with you what I've learned. Thanks for being here. As always, I'd love a comment if you can relate to anything or if you're finding these videos helpful. And of course, share them. Share them with a friend if you feel like they can relate. So thanks for listening. Talk to you next time.